I am Moa.
I am Maja.
And we are the co-founders of Earth Mothers Rising.
We walk alongside women in their conception, pregnancy, birth, and motherhood journeys.
The how is ever changing because it is guided by the flow of our intuition.
The why is always the same. When women come together to heal, magic happens.
When women heal, we change the world.
Rise, Earth, Mothers, rise, 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 Earth, Mothers, rise, rise, rise.
Welcome to the Earth Mothers Rising podcast.
A space where the sacred birth workers Moa and Maja share about all things conscious conception, childbirth, pregnancy, and motherhood.
Always from a holistic perspective with a twist of magic. Good morning, Moa.
Morning. Good morning. How are you?
How are you? I'm very good, actually. Actually, as if that's something weird that I'm good. But no, I just feel so almost like in this too high vibe. I've been running around here, getting things organized. I almost sacrificed my life to get this ready just then. I had to because I'm sitting outside recording today because I've got my family inside here. So I figured it was easier if I went outside for the recording rather than forcing them to be outside in the cold. And I had to run to my studio to get an extension cord for my laptop. The stairs down there, it's very slippery right now with autumn leaves all over it. And I was running and I almost fell, but I managed to catch myself in the railing. That speaks volumes about my stress level today, I think, but also my alertness because I managed to save myself. So that's me. How are you?
I am not great. I've had a few really, really hard days, super hard days with just so much anxiety and just, when nothing feels good, nothing feels like it's making anything better, kind of. But I do feel that I have felt like a shift. I think yesterday because our house was a mess before, and we're getting guests. My dad and my brother are coming here to visit tomorrow. So we just cleaned everything up. And after that, I just feel a huge shift. I'm still not great. What am I? I'm tired and a little down. And I also kind of feel a little sick, but I'm not sure what that's about. And I also feel I guess it's the Pisces energies or the water energies all over that are really heightened right now. That really makes me way more sensitive, and it really brings out that part of me, because I'm a Pisces, that just aches so much for the world and just feels the pain of the world.
I feel that when you say that. To me, it's like the Cancer in me, I think. Like we have very similar energies, you and I, and then the water energies are very present right now with this huge trigon that we have on the sky between a few of the bigger planets. But to me, I can totally relate to what you're feeling. But what happened to me this morning, because I'm in this high vibe, I've got this Aries moon. So I have a lot of fire and sometimes rage within me. So my heart also started aching this morning for how fucked up so much in the world is right now. But to me, that becomes this fire and anger, and I want to make change, and
Yeah.
So I'm feeling the exact same energy and the vibes as you do, but just I think I'm channeling them differently today.
Yeah. I'm
It's
definitely...
so interesting that you and I, it's like we're total opposite in energies today. And maybe that's a purpose. You need to maybe bring me down a little, and I need to maybe bring you up a little. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
I just felt that we need to just show up as we are in the full spectrum of that, and just embody all of that truly. And just this radical self-acceptance, just being as we are, showing up as we are, speaking our truth from that place. That's what I'm feeling. But yeah, these last few days I've been just really, really caught up. Also we mentioned that last time, I think, as well, but There's a lot going on in the doula community in Sweden right now, and that has just really, really been on my mind. And I've read things and from different views, and I mean, there are things in all views that I can really understand and like really relate to and really respect. But there's also this vibe of like wanting to find like who's the enemy here, and someone's wrong, and someone's, just from a place of, yeah, what's right, what's wrong, more in a sense like trying to really respect and understand and really, really listen to each other. And I don't know, it just pains me that in this beautiful bubble that we're supposed to be in, kind of creating this new world, where kind of in the energy of that certain people are bad and shouldn't be like that. I'm struggling to find the words, but it's this, yeah, it's just
I
so
think
painful, this energy. I mean, that in itself, I think, is what is the enemy, this idea that certain people have more of a right to be who they truly are, but others do not. And certain people should have rights in this way, and we should all be, it's just, I think that is the enemy in itself, not other people.
Instead of just accepting and understanding that we're all different and we all have different standpoints and we all have different reasons for having the opinions that we do or the needs that we do, it's so easy to get caught up in, like you're saying, you're right and I'm wrong. No, I mean, you're wrong and I'm right. That's what everyone's sort of projecting or saying when they argue.
Yeah.
Instead of just, hello, let's just meet and talk and understand each other.
Yeah. Yes, and it's just, I feel this occurs on all levels. I mean, we all feel this in our relationships, like our close friends and partners and family members, and we feel it like on every level in society. And it's just always the answer. The answer is always to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
Let's talk.
Yeah, I'm scared and I didn't listen. Let's really, really talk.
Yeah, I love what you're saying.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, that's really been the vibe this week, or actually even the last 3 weeks. I made a post on Instagram the other day where I felt so strongly that I needed to voice this and talk about this and just channel some messages and talk about the current astrological aspects, because there's been so many people, like friends and clients, reaching out to me and asking me like, what the hell is going on? And everyone's coming from that place of frustration, and they feel this inner conflict or outer conflict too, just crazy energies from left, right and center, and they can't make sense of it, and it's affecting people differently. Like for you and I, obviously it's very, because we're in the birth world, right? We're doulas, we're birth workers, we're in that community. That's where the conflict that we see occurs. But obviously the other people I've been talking to, they're not in that world. They're in a different context, and they sense the same kind of vibe, but just in their context.
Yeah. So good also sometimes to understand other bubbles. Sometimes just, oh yeah, this is going on in this and this and this and this area, and there are all these millions and thousands of things that are so important. And yeah,
this is so relevant to the topic that we wanted to speak on today as well, like radical self-acceptance. And what that really means is like intuition. How do you live in flow with your intuition? How do you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and be with that? How do you listen to your intuition to even understand what it is that you're feeling and what your needs are?
Yes, to me too, for sure. So related.
And especially for us as women, I think we feel this more than men. And I don't know if that's better or worse. It just means that we feel things differently. Or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, at some level, probably. Yes, I guess it is the feminine energy, if we talk like yin yang, like which lives in all of us. in different quantities, I guess. But that is for sure like the feminine energy, that intuition, that flow, and to me that is so connected to being a woman. And I do believe that most women probably have a bigger need of being in that space, and that energy is more powerful and potent for women.
You mean the energy, like the current energy right
No.
now, the vibe, or do you mean the energy of the intuition?
The intuitive energy, the feminine energy.
But what I do think, though, is that it's actually not. I mean, it is powerful, but it's hard to listen because we live in a world with so much noise, so many gadgets telling us, you know, how did you sleep? You're expected to follow a very masculine routine and way of working. You're expected to have structure. There's not really much room to listen to that voice.
No. I mean, no, it can be. It's probably more right to say that it can be very, very potent, and probably even more potent on a like as a whole for women. But I think the balance is just totally out of whack in our world. No matter who you are, it is just completely out of balance, and just the masculine has taken over totally in our society, and the feminine is almost it is looked upon as like, I don't know, you kind of ridicule it.
It's almost like a weakness.
Yeah, a weakness and something to laugh at.
Yeah, when to me it's actually like strength. It's our biggest gift, the intuition.
Yes. And the biggest healer.
Yeah, that too. And that's why we wanted to talk about this. Like, what does it even mean? Like, I don't know, maybe some people listening to this will be like, but what are they talking about? What's even intuition? Maybe we should start there. What is intuition? What is that inner voice?
What is that to you?
To me, it is, well, the obvious answer that comes to me intuitively is it's that knowing. I know if I allow myself to quiet down the noise and listen within, I just know what is right for me in this very moment. I know when I wake up in the morning what kind of mood I'm in and how I need to flow with that, what I can give myself that day to not override myself. But it can also be in terms of like sensing someone else's vibe, or, you know, when you step into a room or you meet a person for the first time, you just know their vibe. You just know what kind of person they are. Obviously not fully, but you can sense like the general vibe. It's also when I read tarot, just when like looking at a picture, what intuitively comes to me, what story can I read from this picture? It's so big. It's an inner voice. I have a perfect example, actually. I was saying I'm in such a great mood today. We woke up and I looked at the time and it was 5 o'clock. And I was like, God, can you let me sleep till at least 6 sometime? And I tried falling back asleep. But I was tired, but I wasn't like, you know, tired like you feel like you're going to have a bad day or you're totally sleep deprived. But eventually we got up closer to 6. And then I was like, I feel like I'm in such a good mood today. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling sleep deprived, but I should be feeling sleep deprived. I should be feeling tired, you know, because it's early. I didn't get to sleep. Like I'm too focused on the amount of hours that I should be sleeping or what time it is, you know. And then I was sitting having breakfast and I see the clock and it's 8 o'clock. And I was like, what? It was 7 o'clock just then. What? And then we realized it was, what's it called in English? Like we have summertime and wintertime in Sweden. They don't have that in everywhere in the world. Daylight savings, that's it. So I realized you're supposed to wind back the clock 1 hour. So it was actually 8 o'clock if we hadn't done that. So I didn't actually wake up at 5. I woke up at 6. But I looked at the time, saw that it was 5. And I keep telling myself I should be tired. I should be, you know, feeling sleep deprived, but I wasn't. And it's so evident for how we focus too much on all these gadgets and the time and like telling us what we're feeling or how we're supposed to feeling.
Yes, and it's kind of that just because of that perspective of that clock, you could like, but that's a good time, like, to feel this way, sort of. But it did, obviously it didn't matter because it was that time anyway. Like, you had, it didn't change how many hours you had slept or anything. It's just how powerful that outer voice telling us what we should be feeling or not is. But you already knew that you were feeling good. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Just allow yourself to live with that current energy of that day. What does it mean to you, intuition?
It means, I don't know if it's a sixth sense or if it's a convergence of all the senses somehow. I'm not sure if it's its
I
own
like that.
thing. I mean, it's not its own thing. It's, or well, it is and it isn't. It's a knowing that can't be explained by our like frontal lobe, logical thinking mind, but that we can know in our bodies, that we can see, feel, hear, smell, sense, and it comes to us in,
It's a vibe.
yeah, and it comes to us in feelings and pictures, and not always in words. It has a different language, and it's more, I mean, sometimes it's really, really loud, but oftentimes it's very easily drowned out by all the noise. It's soft, and it's this quiet, soft thing that is very easily drowned out by all the noise in this world, and it is something that we need to listen in a different way to than our logical minds.
And
Yeah.
maybe that's why it's so hard to explain what it is. Like, obviously, it strikes me now, both when I'm talking and when you're talking, it's so hard to pinpoint what it is. It's so hard to put in words exactly what it is or what it feels like. And maybe that's the whole issue, because we can't explain what it is. And then we think it doesn't exist because there's no logic behind it. There's no science telling us that this actually exists.
Yeah.
We're so reliant as people on science and facts, and that's very masculine.
Yes. And that is the masculine energy just completely taken over. And either way, it's not good. If one of the energies take over completely, we're supposed to live in this symbiosis and be very present, both of them. That is so not what we're
Balance.
seeing. Yeah, the balance.
Because it might sound like when I mention masculine energy, it might sound like I think it's a bad thing. It's not. We need it too. Like, we can't function without that balance. But what I'm trying to say is that for us as women, we're maybe supposed to have more of the feminine energy and a little bit less of the masculine to function. It's also, like, at least for me personally, sometimes it's frustrating with my partner when he doesn't understand my intuitive language, and I feel like, oh, he should be understanding me, he should reason like I do. But that's not true, because if he did, he wouldn't be in balance. He needs to have more of that masculine vibe.
Right. Yeah.
And then together, when we're both in balance, like we balance each other out, and that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. That's where we're also kind of different. Like that, I think that all people have their own balance. But then generally that men need a little bit more of the masculine, and women need more of the feminine, like in general. But we're all like, we all have our different balances there. But I also think about what you said about, the masculine energy not being a bad thing. It really, really isn't. But I can also kind of hear the pain of it being told to us over and over throughout our lives that it's the only thing, that it's the only right thing, the only true thing, the only way, when we feel so strongly that it is not, when we feel so strongly that we need something else. So of course there is a lot of pain there in relation to the masculine energy, because it has truly hurt us so much.
Yes.
Through our lives.
Yes. I think that comes, I'm just thinking now, hormones. Like men have a very much more like simple, might not be the right word, but it's a simpler hormonal flow. They're obviously ruled by testosterone, and it's like a daily cycle. So on a bigger scale, that's how society is built up, on a daily cycle. Whereas women have a lot more hormones at play, flowing at different levels throughout, give or take, a month. And that also affects our whole way of being and acting and feeling and talking and, reasoning.
Truly, truly.
What I wanted to say with that, but we're as teenagers, when our hormones are developing, we're not allowed to, from the beginning, just live with that.
Yes, because I was
so
just gonna
often we go on hormonal birth control that shuts this off. It's like on all levels, we're expected to be more like men, even hormonally.
Yes, because I was just gonna say I saw on Instagram this morning that you shared about hormonal birth control and how we today, instead of recognizing that this world isn't working for women and that we need a whole different kind of rhythm and support to have a healthy cycle, we put little girls that barely have gotten their period, their cycle has barely started or like stabilized or anything, and we put them on the pill to make them be on that masculine clock, make them be able to function in that way in society, not the way that they need to.
It's not even functioning in society, it's surviving in society, I feel so often.
Yeah.
And that's the internal rage I was talking about at the beginning. Like, I came across this thing on Instagram and I started ranting. And it's not it's not something I often do, ranting on Instagram, but this just lights so much passion and fire within me. And I so strongly feel that we need to make change. So yeah, I had a little rant.
Yeah.
And but I think I wasn't just ranting without reason. I was actually, you know what I was doing? I was listening to my intuition and writing up what my intuition was telling me that I needed to communicate.
Yes.
That's one example of me being in tune with my intuition.
Yes. And it was really profound and really, really true what you wrote, I think, for sure. But then we have very similar views on hormonal birth control. So, but still, for good reason, I think. But yeah, I think it's so beautiful when we talk about the masculine and feminine hormonal cycles, that the masculine is ruled by the sun and the feminine is ruled by the moon. So the sun cycle and the moon cycle. And I just think that is so beautiful and poetic. And if we could just embrace that and just flow in that magic in our own way, that would be really, really cool, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And understand one another. Understand that this is my needs, those are your needs. That's also coming back to what we were saying in the beginning. Just understanding one another, communicating our needs.
Yes, and that is something's coming to me now about how we're living in a world where we have all these ideas in our heads about how things should be all the time, instead of being with what is. And that is my huge struggle these last few days, like feeling like I should be in a certain mood, in a certain way. I should do this, I should do that. And also thinking, how can I change my state into a more acceptable state?
Exactly. And that's coming back to understanding yourself, like understanding that, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. And what do I need to do about it? Nothing. I need to accept that that's how I'm feeling. And when you accept that that's how you're feeling, it's a lot easier to flow with that, because that's also flow. Flow is not just creativity and, this happy chappy vibe. Flow is the highs and lows, the dark and the light, just being with what is, flowing with what is.
Yes, and I do feel that that is one of the core wisdoms of the feminine energy that we all need. It's not just for women to have this wisdom, it's for everyone. but it's a wisdom, a teaching of the feminine energy, that just grounding in what is right now and being there. And then it's the masculine energy to come in and try to change it, which can sometimes be great, of course. Like, we see a problem, we need to solve it, but that's not always, and that is, it's just that this is the only wisdom offered to us kind of these days, and it's not necessarily the right wisdom in every given moment within every given problem. Sometimes you just need to be with what is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think women are so much better at actually, even though all we've been saying now, that we try to always change and fix when things are not feeling good. But I also think that women generally are better at being with what is. Like, sometimes, for example, if I'm sad, I just need to be sad and cry, and that's okay. But so often my partner, he needs to fix it. He needs to problem solve, whereas my need is just to be held in what I'm feeling. Like, just give me a hug. It's all right. Let me feel what I'm feeling, and then it's going to pass. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to come up with solutions, because there is none. My solution is to be with it.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yes, so simple. Exactly. And I think also that is a huge problem. Again, that we're only offered. I mean, most people who I've met who have been really, really good at just being with what is and just holding me in my feelings, if that's what I need. Most people who are really good at just holding someone in their feelings are women. But I do feel that we are, as a society, have only been offered this, solve the problem, like, get out of that state, make sure you're happy, and so what we know when someone is down or having a hard time, it's like, no, but do this, or as you said, try to fix it. And we're just lacking that skill of just being with it, both within ourselves and with others.
Yeah. I also think that sometimes it's a matter of, like, women are much more comfortable with being in their feelings generally. So I think it's also a matter of men maybe not being so comfortable with feelings. Like, it awakens some kind of discomfort in them when a woman is sad or even angry.
Yeah, that's probably worse also in our culture, because angry women are seen as just absolutely batshit crazy or something. But yeah, but I think again that it's very much this society level, what we have been taught, what we learn, and what we see as good and wise and okay. I feel I do know more women that are in tune with their feelings, for sure. But I also feel that we're all just so overridden by this imbalanced masculine energy, and it's everywhere.
And then what we do is we override ourselves, because that's all we're met by from the outside.
Yeah, we do. We truly do. Yeah.
So what do you do when you want to connect to your intuition? What do you do?
Good question. I mean, this is a hard one because, again, it's this struggle between how we're kind of taught to go about life and this true intuitive feminine power. And it's not doing something, kind of. It's not like this, it's more of a letting go. I often picture like a closed fist or clenched fist, and how it just like opens.
Like a flower.
Yeah, and how it lets go. Because that is the most concrete and active like way I have of understanding what that is, just like letting go.
I so often hear women say, like, for me as a healer, and when I do guidance, whether that's like intuitive while I'm healing, or if it's with tarot or just in conversation, women so often tell me, but I don't have a strong intuition. I don't have that ability. Whereas, like, we all do. We really, really do. It's not that we don't have it. It's that it's hard to listen, and it is, like you were saying, maybe a sixth sense or a different language, and you need to practice.
Yes.
You actually need to actively practice to learn to listen to that language and to speak it.
Yeah.
You need to give it time and space.
To reclaim it, kind of. And to, yeah, exactly. And we have been taught not to trust it, like very vigorously, because I think it is so powerful. We have been taught not to trust it. So when we hear that voice, we ridicule it, we say, like, we just, brush it off as whatever. So that is one thing actively. And one thing that I've been doing, actively choosing to trust that voice, what comes through, because it is there. It truly is. And sometimes we need to slow down, right? To hear. Yeah, it's so scary. It's so, so scary. And we have talked a lot about this, like, because you doubt yourself so much. You doubt that voice so, so much. And again, it's this lifelong learning that we should doubt it, that we should not listen to it. But trying to unlearn that. And I mean, writing is really helpful. And also you need that space, you need that quiet sometimes, I find. When it's everything else is too loud, you kind of need to ground to be able to hear it, that voice. What do you do to connect?
Well, just connect back to myself. Yoga, I speak to the tarot cards, I sit in meditation. It's a matter of quieting down the noise and connecting within. But sometimes you don't have that. Like, for example, when I'm alone with the kids and you need to cook and whatnot, it's not always possible to shut down all the noise. And that's why you need to practice listening to it and strengthening that inner wisdom and the knowledge, strengthening that language. Because then it's going to be easier to listen even when it's noisy. It's going to be easier to just for 2 seconds close your eyes, take a deep breath, ask whatever it is that you need to ask, and the answer will be there so easily if you've practiced.
Yes. And again, this is why it's so, so intertwined with this acceptance of what is. Because when we are with what is, we are connected to that voice. But when we try to, we have so many feelings and experiences that are deemed wrong by our culture. So because they're so unacceptable, and because we haven't learned by our parents, by people around us, how to be with them, we try to get away from them. We try to push them down, to distract ourselves from them with whatever,
fix them.
Food, drugs, Netflix, buying stuff. Like, there's so many ways of quieting that and distracting ourselves from that. So it's also a matter of coming back and truly being with what is. And when you first start doing
the present
that
moment.
Yeah. And when you first start doing that, it can be really quiet inside. I have found that was what it was like for me, and I know for many others, because you've shoved all of that down so deep, so hard, for so long, that when you try to reconnect, it's so weak. It's so far away. And it can feel really quiet, but then just being with that.
Oh, did you see that?
No, what?
Did you see that? There was a bird on
No,
it.
I was looking. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
What do you want to tell us, bird? What's your message?
That was interesting.
Wow.
I got so scared and then it flew off. Oh my god. Sorry. Keep talking.
I'm just curious now about what the bird wanted to tell us.
Feel into what the bird wanted to tell us. Can you do that? Let's listen to Moa guide a message from the bird.
God. Okay, so bird, I'm getting something about calling us back to the moment. That is what I'm getting.
I'm getting something about fear and freedom connected to how I felt. Like, I felt like for a very short moment, I felt scared when I felt something on my shoulder. And then it flew off free. So fear is nothing bad. It's not actually scary. Just, set it free and it will set you free.
And I feel that. Yeah. Now I'm feeling this connection to the cards that you drew before. Like, being brave kind of will bring us this fortune, this happiness.
It might sound ridiculous. Like, yeah, makes sense now more with the cards. Like, that's what it is. You need to be brave and strong to actually trust your heart and your intuition. It's about going against fears. It's so simple yet so hard to be brave enough to trust it, because sometimes it's a matter of letting go of control. Like if you're put in a situation where you have, say, two options, you're always going to be more likely to take what seems like the safer option, and often that is what's, logically seems like the safer option. So it's scary to not pick that option and actually go with the other one, which maybe feels more right, but then it's a matter of letting go and control, and what's actually like you can't understand what might happen if you go with that option. So do you understand what I'm saying here? It's a matter of letting go of control and fears, and just following the intuition and letting go of the how, and just trusting that that's going to be what's best for you.
Yes, definitely. Letting go of knowing exactly what it's going to be. Just follow that instinct of, this is where I need to go, this is what I need to do, and do it. And every single time I've done that and truly been connected to intuition, it has been a really great choice. As with
magic.
Yes, and doing like a huge one is doing this mentorship that we're doing. Of course, like that was just this, instantaneous shift, and just knowing that this is what I need to do, even though like I couldn't necessarily really afford it and it wasn't a part of the plan, whatever, but I knew it's what I have to do and it's the best freaking choice I've made.
Yes. Same. Like I had this strong, full body yes. I just knew that this is what I need to do. I just felt like I've never felt so strongly about something, and never felt so like just this inner knowing that this is so right for me. I have no idea why, but I know that this is what I need to do. And it was a matter of going against a lot of fears doing it. It was scary, but that just also proves that the scarier, the more magic.
Yeah.
I thought we would provide our listeners with a little guidance to finish off with, to show how easy it is to connect back into that inner voice and to listen. A short little guidance to, if there's something in life that they need answers for right now, to ask and to know the answer.
Yeah.
But obviously, if someone's driving or something, maybe don't do this now.
No. No. Don't relax too much if you're driving. That's not good. And keep your eyes open. But yeah, I kind of start by guiding us into our bodies a little bit, and then maybe you taking over and doing your magic thing.
Of course.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so if you can, depending on what you're doing, of course, find a relaxed position, maybe sitting down, lying down. Get comfortable. Tune into what your body needs to be comfortable. Maybe you need to move your body a little bit, stretch something, take a deep breath, sigh, let something go. Maybe you need a hug. Just feel into what your body needs and trust. Trust the message. How are you feeling right now? What is present within you? And also, where can you sense that feeling? In your body. Your body is so, so wise. And it holds so much. And if you're trying to feel into your body and it's just all these thoughts and you don't know and you're trying to find the right answer to what's there, or just, that's fine, that's okay, that is. Just notice that it's hard right now for you to feel into it. And if it's really clear, then honor that. Truly honor that answer.
So just be with what is, whether it's uncomfortable or very comfortable. You don't need to do or change or be anything right now. You just need to be with what is. Do nothing, be nothing, change nothing. Start visualizing roots growing from the soles of your feet down into Mother Earth. Down, 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 deeply into the middle of the earth. Feel into what the energy is like down here. Does it make you feel safe and grounded? Or maybe uncomfortable? However it makes you feel, try to sense into why that is. Is there a message in what you're feeling when you connect to that grounding energy of Mother Earth? Come back to your roots and find somewhere down here where you can attach those roots. Maybe a branch or somewhere where you can tie them. And then travel with your focus all the way back up to the soles of your feet. Up through your legs, your thighs, your buttocks, up through your torso, your throat, all the way to the top of your head. And from there, energetic cords starts growing up, 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 out into the universe. Feel into what the energy is like here. Is it different? Can you sense a difference between this energy and the energy of Mother Earth? Does it feel light? Easy flowing? Or maybe not at all? Just be with what is and sense into why that is. Why does this energy feel amazing? Or why does it feel uncomfortable if it does? What's the message in that feeling? Does it tell you something about what you need right now? Find somewhere here as well where you can attach those energetic cords. Make a little knot And then travel with your focus all the way back down to the top of your head, back into your body, down through your throat, into your heart center. Place your hands on your heart. Ask your question. Ask for all the answers that you need right now. And listen. When you are ready, take a deep breath. You don't need to do that now. If you want to, you can stay in this space for as long as it feels right for you. But when you feel ready, you take a deep breath. Integrate all those answers into your heart space. Keep your hands there. Place a smile on your lips. And when you're ready, you open your eyes.
When women come together to heal, magic happens. When women heal, we change the world. Rise, earth, mothers rise.